am your host, Glitter Explosion, joined by Frank, and today is our last chance qualifier. We've got 2v2 Rocket League with a single elimination bracket, our standard game rules, plus our 7-goal limit, and it is a best of 3 until we make it to the finals today, and then it goes to a best of 5.
We already have our top 7 teams who qualified through the point structure. We're going to be competing in that grand final, and today we will find our 8th and final team to round out that bracket.
Quarterfinals have already happened. We're going to be starting at the top end of the bracket with Whoopsies versus ABOC.
Let's do it.
The defending champions Whoopsies came out swinging, taking the first game 4-0 in a solid, if not flashy, display of their skills.
Nice little lineup from him, able to shoot that through the gap in the defense. So well played to Whoopsies.
The second game, and ABOC started off with a super quick goal in the first 5 seconds, showing that they wanted to take control back. Whoopsies, however, stepped it up to score 3 on the bounce.
And it looks like they're on the offensive yet again. A huge play off the ceiling.
ABOC came back to bring the scores up to 3-2, and it was all to play for.
Frog right at the midfield line, and he's going to be able to connect with that one. Whoopsies has just been too dominant in the second half of this game. Whoopsies just took control of the match and punched their ticket to the grand final. But we have one more semifinal match to play out, and that's going to be between Mongo Slade Aquadios, and they are going up against Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels certainly served up some humble pie to Mongo Slade and Aquadios, with an utterly dominant performance, closing the first game out before the halfway mark with a 7-0 trouncing. Then they followed up in Game 2 with another schooling from the combined talents of Exoplanet Wolf and Lopo Praise, providing a feast of goals with another 7-0 victory for Meals on Wheels.
And with that goal, it's going to be them securing the 2-0 sweep against Mongo Slade and Aquadios.
We are moments away from our finals. As always, our grand finals are best of 5. So we're talking about 2 teams that have done really well with 2 very different play styles. They're going to have a little bit more time to kind of feel each other out.
It's kind of going to be interesting to see how those 2 different styles of semifinal matches square off in the grand final here today.
Yeah, this is for that final spot to the season finals next week.
The first game of the grand final between Whoopsies and Meals on Wheels opened with the incumbent champions taking a 3-0 lead in the first half, leaving Meals on Wheels with it all to do to get back in. And that's where we join it.
Finally, ball going to be up, and it's going to be Planet Wolf.
So, unable to claw their way back into that game, it was up to Meals on Wheels to try and gain some traction in Game 2. The 2 sides battling it out until the deadlock was broken by angry bullfrogs for Whoopsies. And then, the floodgates opened. The pressure was well and truly on Meals on Wheels as Whoopsies looked to close out the final in the minimum 3 games. Here it is after Whoopsies took an early 3-0 lead and 3 minutes of game remaining.
They've got to find some way to stop Anthony. There it is, the possession in favor of Meals on Wheels for a change as they go downfield in a hurry.
So that goal gave a little ray of hope to Meals on Wheels as they desperately tried to get back into the game, with half the time still on the clock.
Whoopsies is now 1 goal away from being your 8th team in the grand final. We now have our 8 teams, but what did you think of that grand final?
I mean, talk about qualifying in style.
It just sets up those storylines for that season final so intensely, because now, looking at this bracket here, again, congratulations to Whoopsies. They are your LCQ qualifying team. ABOC is going to be finishing in 3rd with Mongo Slade and Aquadios in 4th. Taking a look at this graphic now. Here are your 8 teams for our grand final. Double Trouble coming in with 360 points. Then you have Dotes in second, tied with Nerve Damage at 280. Frozen Heat and Frequent Dr. Miles, your 4th and 5th teams with 155 and 150 points respectively. And then tied in 6th and 7th is Handy, Kill Cam, and Bojangles. And then the Quad Gods as well. And then, of course, Whoopsies being your LCQ team.
One more congratulations to Whoopsies for being the last team to make their way through to that epic conclusion of the season that will be next week for our finals. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, all of you guys are as well. We'll see you there next week.